inyong bagong coffee house? Ang mga bagong McCafe Espresso drinks ay mabilis, masarap at mas mura pa kahit saan, kahit kailan.
But they'll be moving on and the sun will shine. The world be passing you by. Just reach out for a star and you'll realize how the good times are the good times that we had.
That was a clip from the 70s. It's already 2010 and she is still here making beautiful music, looking younger even. Miss Patti Austin.
Wow,
hello?
that just freaked me out because, well, that freaked me out because that was a tour that we were doing with, for Budweiser Superfest.
Mm-hmm.
And
what do you remember?
Oh, well, it was me and Aretha Franklin and Maze and an up-and-coming guy named Michael Jackson.
Wow.
And who else was on it? And Stevie.
Right. Stevie Wonder.
That was the show. And Quincy.
Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
wow.
James Ingerman and I and
that must have
Quincy.
been
my poppy.
A fest.
Look at my poppy.
Yes. Let's make way for this phone call. Kelly is on the line. Hi, Kelly. Are you there? Hi, Kelly.
Oh, hi.
Yes, go ahead. You are with Miss Patti Austin live on Kababayan, LA.
Oh, how are you?
Hi.
I had a question. How long have you been singing?
It will be 55 years officially in August of this year. I've been singing since I'm 4.
Congratulations. You know what? Okay, you...
Professionally since I'm 5.
You make it sound so easy. You make it sound like you're in love with your work. Was there ever a time when you wanted to just shut the door and turn around and...
You know, here's the thing. I've always worked in the entertainment business on some level. Mm-hmm. And I started out as a solo artist, but about halfway through my career, I decided I didn't want to travel on the road anymore. I was working supper clubs, which were very popular at that time, and making records. But I got very tired of being on the road with that. And someone called and asked me to sing backgrounds on a record. The record happened to be for James Brown.
Wow.
And I finished the record, and I got a check in the mail a couple weeks later, and I didn't have to pack a bag or get on a plane or deal with it.
It's the same
and I
thing,
said,
yeah.
I want to do more of this.
Right.
So I called the lady that booked me on the session, and I started doing background work. And then I took over her gig, which was contracting other singers. So I became a contractor and a background singer.
Right.
And then everybody that I was working with doing that work said, you need to do jingles because that's where the money is.
Commercial jingles.
Exactly. Yes. So I got in the ad business, and I started doing commercials, and I did that for 15 years. So during that time, I hit a spot where I was really wondering how that was going to serve me.
In the long run?
In the long run. And although I was making a lot of money, I wasn't particularly fulfilled emotionally because I'm a ham and I love to perform.
You're a performer, yeah.
So that wasn't happening. So it was, and I started to feel kind of vacuous from the whole thing. It's like I'm making this money, but what does this mean? And what is this whole singing thing? And what is this gift supposed to do for me?
Right.
And I had this Christmas thing I used to do every year with all the other jingle singers. We would go to the local hospitals and sing for the kids in the hospitals and whatever. And this one particular year we went, and I was really emotionally at my lowest about why am I singing?
And, yes.
And this, we had finished our performance, and this woman comes up to me and she says, could you do me a favor? My son couldn't be there when you were singing. Could you sing for him? He was in a treatment at the time. I said, sure. Well, he had been burned over 80% of his body. And they brought him out on a gurney, and I went over, and one of the only parts of him I could touch was his hand, and I put his hand in mine, and I sang to him, and his mother was on the other side of the gurney, and he went to sleep. And I looked across from him, and I looked at her, and I said, facetiously, I was kidding her, I said, oh, yeah, great. I sang for him, he goes to sleep on me. And her eyes welled up, and she said, you don't understand, he never sleeps. And I lost it. I lost it.
And that's when you started performing.
Yeah, I said, excuse me, I ran to the hall, I fell to the floor, I sobbed, and I said...
That was your answer.
Thank you, God. Okay, you tell me why I'm doing this.
You know what? We thank him, too, because if not for him, you would have stopped performing, we wouldn't have gotten...
I might have, yeah. I was at a point where I could have quit completely.
Right. Well,
yeah.
Dawn is in the line. I have more questions for you. Dawn
Okay.
is joining us on the line. Hi, Dawn.
Hello, Janelle. Hello, Miss Patti.
Hi, Don.
I had one question. Do you have any regrets in your life, in your long career, in your personal life, in your musical career?
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. Not really. I don't live my life that way, and I thank my parents for that. Every day I would come home from school, I'd sit down at the dinner table with my folks, and this would be the first sentence every day. What did you learn today?
Yes.
So it was drummed into me at a very early age that the whole purpose, your purpose on this planet is to learn stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think the main thing you're supposed to learn is how to love. And I think the first thing you're supposed to figure out how to learn is yourself. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, is a full-time job and a very, very hard thing to do. And it's also another reason that I've never gotten married or had children, because
Loving yourself.
I think I'm still a work in progress,
right.
and I don't want to bring that into the mix
and that's
until I'm really, really ready.
That's a beautiful thing. I said earlier we're going to learn a lot from today's show, love, and you don't have to be married to be able to love.
No.
All right.
No,
and we
not
have
at all.
more wisdom from Patti, not just music, when we return. Don't go away.
Shoot it down and set the town on fire. Don't you see that that's the music? Pull you through. You can lay yourself on the line.
Oh, yes. My me time is when I'm apologizing for something I had nothing to do with.
My me time is when my in-laws are in town.
My me time is when my luggage went to the Bahamas. And I didn't.
Discover you time anytime with McDonald's new frappes. Smooth and icy caramel or mocha blended just for you and topped with a decadent drizzle. McCafe your day with a McDonald's frappe starting at just $2.29.
Kamusta sa inyong lahat? Ako si Lita Loresca, tagabalita ng panahon sa NBC4. Alam namin na kayo ay maraming ginagawa, kagaya ng pag-ayos ng mga anak nyo para pagpasok sa eskwela, sa inyong mga trabaho at kayo ay